Hello. Um, Hope everyone's well. If anyone's watching after the live stream, or at any points during any point during, let's say after, in the future, whatever. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully you learned something from what you see here. Now, today I believe what we're going to be doing, or what I'm wanting to be doing, is potentially working more on the rubble that I started in Blender, and I can also add some more things to it. So what we're looking at here is we have two different light sources of the vines being like perfectly lit here, and then over here it's bad. But what I also want to do for the vines is not just fix the lighting, but also I want to go about making it so that each vine will have the same form of texture as this thing. I know it's kind of upside down at the moment, but I'll be able to flip them, and I can use that for everything. And I should have the correct texture, and we'll just overwrite it in each of our vine pieces. We'll just find where each of them are and import it into Blender, and then we'll just create flat planes for our hanging moss. It does look a little awkward, and I might change the color of them as they are very dark, which I do not want. It's not looking too well, and I think the UVs are also flipped, which seems to be just a ZBrush thing. I think not ZBrush, sorry, Speed Tree thing. I don't know, especially with the fact that each connection is kind of invisible there for God knows what fucking reason, but you won't really see it. I think it's just LOD. You won't really notice it when you're down there. As you're looking up, you can't really you can't really see. It doesn't look like there's anything wrong with it, which is a good thing. Okay. So, let's actually fix this instancing here. We'll use the actual instance because this, I added the ability to add opacity and brightness, certain things like that. So it's probably saturated. Yeah, the emissive is a little too heavy. We've got our roughness map, and we're blending it between our parameter 1, so it's doing a roughness, and then we're multiplying it with the vertex color. So we can, I don't know why I have a vertex color on that. Was I wanting to do something with that? Wasn't I? Oh, it's for wind, I believe. Yeah. So I was wanting the vines more than likely to be able to blow in the wind like everything else is currently. So we got the grass blowing in the wind, but that's just based on not ZBrush, gosh dang it, Speed Tree parameters, so it's just blowing with it. So, and then this foliage here is not blowing. Definitely we can go back and optimize that later too, but for now I want to stick to one thing, which is the vines, which is very important at the moment. So we'll go here, and the material instance is correct on this one, but for some reason it is looking very different. Okay, so vines underscore material instance, and this one is using the incorrect one. Got it. So we'll go here, we'll go into vine02. This one is using the correct one, so what we can do is go to here and just click this, whoa, wrong thing. Click this arrow of the vine material instance, and it will set it to the correct. And we'll do the same for all of them because I think it just overwrit everything for God knows what reason. But now the lighting should be a little less chaotic and well blended and not bright, because I think I was just testing to see certain light levels and if it actually blends in the scene well. So now it's looking less like a bright noodle and more like just like a normal shaded noodle. And there's less of that now, so which is good because I don't want to have an increased amount of emissive and too much intensity of. I do want some AO, but I don't know why it's not changing it. You would think ambient occlusion would be used here. And I wonder if I did not code that part correctly. We shall see actually with the original here. If we go ambient occlusion, where you're using this very basic, yeah. So what I do want to use is ability to, what's it called? Yeah, we want to scale this. We don't want to just, so what we can do is try maybe a multiply, see how that works. We're going to multiply versing, let's see here. That's fine. Just put a normal value scalar to 1 and see what kind it changes here. So if we look at the bark from a certain light angle, can I change the light perspective? So we can try and set these numbers high and see if it works. If it does not work, maybe we can add a different node, like power, I think might work with it. I'm not 100% sure if power actually does work. We can set this value to 1,000. Ooh! No. It's set to 1,000 and nothing's happening. So we aren't getting a good ambient occlusion, unfortunately. You could always bring it into another software and increase it yourself. But I don't want to do that. Just real quick, what I do want to do is just search it up real quick. I forget. Unreal Engine 5. Um, I think somewhere in my scene, I do have a material that makes it so that the AO is a lot stronger, and it's based on the code. I'm just not 100% why it's not doing what I want it to do, which is increasing the value of the AO. We could try, if I go back into the Vine material, we can try add. I'm not sure how well that one will work. And then we'll use a scalar parameter 1. And see the difference here. 200. It's not adding like I want it to. We can look at more blending options here and see what we can come up with. I don't know. No. That's these are the incorrect blends that I'm wanting. Boop, boop, boo. It's very complex with how these things sort of work. So I'm just gonna search it up real quick and see. It's been a little bit. No, this is just manually generating. Hey, we don't want that in the scene. Bake the lighting. That's just dumb. I think it's fine. We'll just leave it for now. There's no sense scratching my head over it. at the moment. It's been a little bit since I've done materials. If I'm really pressed about it, I can look back and see what I did. Oh, I can actually, that's what I think I'm trying to remember here. Okay. So we can lerp, maybe. Maybe that will actually make it stronger. We'll set it to 1. 1. If I go up to 1,000, does it change anything? No, it does not. Okay. So that's shit out of luck. Oh well. We'll just keep it as that for now. I was just hoping that there was a method of increasing the value of the ambient occlusion so it actually becomes more prominent, but it's not, so that's okay. So everything's good here. This is looking great. The material can be scaled if it's looking awkward, so it's looking very interesting for me right now. So I don't want that, and what I can do is increase its UVs here, which I already sort of have. And if I go about previewing it, it shows the gradient, and that means that it's tiling normal. And what I do want is for it to tile somewhat differently from what I have. So,
okay, great. Nice quick one this time.
So what I can do is I can go about creating just a simple zoom factoring, or I can go about creating something a little more complex. And I think what I want to do is just have it so it will scale in a certain axis instead of the other way around. So we can try just one moment. See if I can get the thing correct here. So I guess what we can do is just go into a multiply here. Tiling 0 to 1, and we can use just a normal UV on here like so, and we can change the value, and this will just increase. For now, I'm just gonna stop previewing. So what it will do is it does increase it a little too much, which I don't want. Set that to 1, and this preview will change. So this preview here will change. If I set this to 4, you should see the difference here. So it's a little longer, which case you can change the value of just that, and then it will create that weird stretching effect. Which is something I want, something like that, I believe. We can see how that looks. And everything will be a little incorrect for everything else, but everything should be looking a little bit thinner and less weird, I hope. No, okay, so UV is not good. We can change this value back to 0.5 for all and set this to around, whoa, around 2, just to increase it a little bit, just not by much. Yeah, So it'll be a little bit bigger, so it might be a little bit easier for you to see it. And nothing too large that I don't want. Now I'll be needing to do the same, adding to each UV here, just so everything is tiled in the correct UV space, so things aren't looking very off. And we'll stop previewing that, and things should be looking a lot better with. I'm just hoping the normals will be okay. In which case, I think they are. Might need to lower the strength of it. Other than that, for now, I think this is fine. I can always go over later and fix it. But I do want to go into Blender. And then we will find where I imported this from, which I love being able to just do this. So I can hover over it and it tells me it's in my organic vine. So we can go to our placement, Maya. Sorry, this is very messy. Vine. And the one what we want is Vine 002, which is right there. So go into Blender, and we will import FBX, and we will copy. It's a little annoying getting this. Vine 002. So it's in a correct orientation. Everything's looking good. I do want to fix maybe this, cut it up at some point, making it a little straighter. But for now, everything's looking pretty viney. I love it. I can fix this as well and make it shrink at this spot. Woo, at this spot here, in case I don't want it to look like it's seeping through. And I can, whoa, go like this. There we go. There. And now it looks like it's actually going in correct. Like it's part of it, instead of it sticking out. Should be fine. That's nice. I like that little thing. This can be changed a little bit more if I want it more sharp. So it can be even smaller, even thinner if I want that. Which I don't think that's a bad thing. That looks a lot better. Yeah, I like that. So what I do want to start doing is creating my plane here. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go Shift A, and we're going to go and create a plane. And we're going to rotate this in the correct orientation in just a moment. For now, I want to add the new texture that I got. So we're going to go Image Texture, we're going to open, and we're going to go and we're going to find our speed tree folder that we have all of our important assets. So we go to the Capic tree, and now what we need to find is the correct image of that moss. So I think for now I want to just find it, if it will let me find. No, okay, so they're all TGA, which fucking sucks. So I will need to do maybe, holy cow. Let's see if I can find this here. So it could be this one, but I'm not 100%. And I want to be very specific, so I don't mess anything up here. So it depends on which one we actually imported is the one that we want. And I believe it is just, so desktop would be different. I believe hero would be the correct one, maybe. So if we go down here to where it says hero, there we go. So that's hero bear. We don't want hero bear. We want the vines. That's desktop. Here we go. Okay. So we want to grab the Hero 1 Vines Atlas. We'll see what that looks like. We'll enable the shading here. So this is correct. This is what we want. And that's perfect. Just like that. Okay. So now what I want to do is move this up while keeping the, what's it called? I want to keep the normals, correcting the face attribute, which what it does is it just keeps the UVs and it doesn't stretch whenever you are trying to manipulate the plane. So now the UV should be correct here. I don't want the shape just to be like this. I do want to change the shape however I need, and I can create more subdivisions here just to be able to manipulate it a lot better. It will add to the poly count, but this is going to be literally like a small amount, so it will not matter. So what I can do is just get rid of certain ones that I don't need, so I can dissolve the face. Oh, wait. Delete the face that I don't need, which these I do not need. And then I can change the shape to what I like, just so it is similar and does not look off. So if I were to bend it, everything would be okay, which is very important. I do want to snap this to the vertex just so I can get that correct. And I can move these over, and this one up. So now this one can move with this, and this one can move here like so. This is just going around the actual shape and creating some subdivision just so it's easier for us to manipulate later and for us to basically bend it. Do you want this lower and this more over a little bit, just so it looks nicer, and then I can move these down with the shape as well. There we are. I think that's way better. Yeah, that'll look good. Once I add the alpha mask and everything else, this shape will look much better. For now, it's very sharp, and this can be manipulated in any way that I want. So I can use this as a template, and what I do want to do is set the origin to geometry, and then I want to snap this to the world origin. Wait, nope. Set origin. Nope. Snap. Nope. That's not what I want. Cursor to world origin, and then I want to set. Good God, I hate this version. I just want this to snap here, for fuck's sakes. Why does Maya not have to make it so Blender can do anything good? No, go away. Snap to origin. No. Origin. Nope. That's. Jesus Christ. There. And then to cursor. Oh, fuck. To geometry. Okay, so that's correct. But now, I think there's not a method for this. Origin to 3D cursor. Snap cursor to world origin. Okay, well, fuck this shit. God, I hate this so much. We'll just pretend that's... Okay, that's not exactly correct. There. I'll have to manually do it. Maya is like 1,000 times easier for snapping like that. So, that's fun. Okay, so this will be saved, and what we can do is we can create this as just Control V and we can hide this. So duplicated, and I will be rotating it. Okay, so I do want to add a little bit more, and we're just going to be very chaotic with it. I want to try and see if scaling this in would look weird or if it would be okay. I'm just a little nervous, so we can scale this up and then longer. We'll just see what that looks like, and I'm curious to know. Shit. We'll angle it just a little bit, and just so it doesn't get attacked by the pixels and they're not fighting. I do want this to insert inside and then rotate out like so and rotate back in. There we go. And we'll just see if these touch, and if they don't, I'll have to move these over so they touch together. Might need to change this a little bit just because it's probably going to look a little awkward once it's actually, what's it called? Once it's actually edited, because that looks stretched. I'm hoping that won't be weird. See, we'll just edit this, scale this down, and move this in, and throw this out here. Rotate. There we go. That's not bad. So we'll just continue using this as the, actually, use the original. There we go. Move this out. Get the correct scaling here. And then I'll move this in and rotate it out. I can always change the orientation to be so it rotates up here, but for now I could just leave it like so. Scale it in, move it to the left. There we go. What I can also add is some really long ones instead of just this piece here. Let's see here. I can also add multiple pieces just to add to it, like so. And we can change the orientation, or the rotation, sorry. And right there. I don't think that'll look too bad. That might be good. Nice little overlapping there. We'll change this one too. We'll copy this and move this over here. And that's pretty good. We'll rotate this out and move this in. Maybe the opposite way, or like that. Yeah, that might be fine, because it's technically see-through there, which I don't have a problem with until it starts fighting. And we'll scale it out just a little bit and move this in. Rotate and move out. That's fine for now. I do want some that are also shaped a little bit different here, like so. Whoa, it's flipping. Okay. Which is kind of nice because then it's different. But we'll just start off like this and move this up and fix the rotation again and keep this straight. and then scale this down. There we go. It's a little bit longer now. And move this back. There we go. Actually fix the rotation here, because I don't want it looking like that. That's wrong. There we go. So here we can fix that, and we can move this down and rotate it this way here. Maybe that'll help a little bit more. I am curious to see if this actually will work good. I'm very hopeful. Hopeful. Jeez. This rotation is shit. Here. And push it in a little bit. And rotate it out. Or just move it out. Just a titch. There we go. We can definitely add some more stacking here. So we'll put this here. We'll rotate this on the y-axis a little bit and scale this in and move this down and then push it here like so. I don't think you'll be able to super notice everything, but I am hoping these will make sense when they're being rotated here. There we go. We can even add something to here just to give it a little bit more here. Just add something, just so it's not bare. There we go. And everything will be see-through, so it should all line up pretty good, which I cannot wait to see. Move this here. Hopefully I can scale it by the Z and squish it just so it's not looking fat. There we are. And move this out and down. And then scale it in again and rotate by X. There we go. And then I do want to add more. Just overlapping it, moving it up, scaling it out, and flattening it. Make sure that it actually flattens properly here. Scale Y. Come on. There. And then move it in. There we go. It looks so weird like that. Okay, so we gotta rotate it a bit just so it actually plays into the actual thing here, so it doesn't look random. I need to scale that in and move this over and move this forward. Maybe some of it needs to be changed, but I think for now the UV should just stay the same, and we can just fake that. From here it looks fine. We can move this over if need be, I just keep them kind of centralized. And I can lower this too if I really want to. Keep it like so. And then I can add the same sort of one over here. Just adding to it, adding to the scene. I think that's pretty good for now. I just want to see if this actually works and gets what I want. So what I do want to do is select all of these pieces here, not with this mode. Let's see here. Apparently this is the only selection that it swapped to, which is interesting. We'll change the actual thing to selection box. We'll select everything in this scene here, and we'll deselect the actual vines, or I can just go that like that. Better yet, I'll just hide this for now. There, select that. Unhide it. So this is good. And then I'm just going to Control J. Active object is not a selected mesh. It's not a selected mesh. These are all meshes. There. Convert to mesh. Congrats. Control J. Whatever. Do I have to manually select these now? Yeah, I do. Fuck's sakes. Okay, because the meshes are inside the plane. Oh, god damn it. Okay. We'll just select these manually. Won't take long. There we go. Control J. Boom. Easy. These two together. Control J. Wow. We'll set this. So this is going to be our other materials. And then this one will just be a completely different bark. And these ones are all of our vine materials that we need. Which they should all be set in one set material, in which case it seems like they are just creating their own instances for some fucking reason, which I don't want. I just want it as one material, in which case I guess I can minus all of these and they should all still work. I'm hoping. Yep. Okay. So these are all just one material now. So I don't have a shit ton of instances of different materials. And now what I can do is select these two, Control J, and these two should now have different sets of materials for the one object. So I'll export this as the same thing that we had. What I can do prior to saving it, if I am feeling scared. So we'll just go into the organic section, we'll go into the vines, and then we will just create a copy of this, or what we can do is just overwrite it. So we can just save this as vine 003, and we can just replace, and then everything will be fine. So if I go to export FBX, we can go into here and we can right click this, re-import with new file, and we can set this to 003 just so we can test that out. And then we'll have Vine2 saved in case something's fucked up or it looks horrible, so on and so forth. So we'll look here. So everything is falling down like we want it to, which is really good. It's using the wrong material for that, but whatever. And for some reason it reset the other material, which it needs to revert to the other one. And I don't want it that one. So it using Vine 002 for some reason. And we're just going to move this material instance onto this one here. So it's using the correct bark. And we're going to undo this one. And we are going to find the tree. And we are going to... that is a foliage actor. Okay, so here's the tree, that's the branch, that's the vine branch material. For now, we can just use this as the actual material just to see if it works. and it does not. Okay. We'll have to find the correct one for the UV here. So this is that one, and this could be... That is not working either. Okay. We probably used the incorrect type. Capic tree. Where is it? Capic tree 02 vine leaf material. So we might have used the incorrect one, which is perfectly fine. So we can just go into the folder here. And the folder is gone. It's on the other screen for some fucking reason. Here we go. This is what I need again. So let's see. So we got the billboards, and what we want is just the basic one. Don't want that. Don't want desktop, don't want hero. Don't want lead. Do we want leaves? Go back into here. We can see which one these are and where this is being taken from here. So I believe it's vine to color. So we can go into so we go Unreal Foliage. The thing is, do we have an opacity map corrected to it? Yeah, we do. So we do have opacity already by default onto this one here. And I think that's, I'm trying to see if that's what it's being used or if this one is being used instead. Which it looks like it is, and that's probably why the UVs are weirdly flipped. So this is fine. And now I guess what I could do is go into... So this is the vine one, okay? Everything's looking weird. So this is the... If we go into the actual tree here. So this is 02. Holy fuck. Everything is looking weird. I don't know why it's upside down. Should not be upside down. Because that is the thin part. Might have to flip. Okay, so we'll isolate this. So that's not it. That's the caps. That's the vine leaves. So there's something wrong with the UVs. The color is correct and everything. So we can go into this material. So this is the correct material we're using. And so... Oh yeah, you can adjust stuff from here. And we can change everything that we want. Okay. I don't know why the UVs are flipped like they are. They should not be flipped. Colors are looking better now. I like that a lot better. Okay. But I do want to find where this is. So it's Unreal Foliage, new folder. So if we go here, we go to the placements, we go Unreal Foliage, new folder. This is where we exported the tree. And this is not using the same thing, I think. So that's what happened in here. We used the incorrect material. So I want to find the correct material this time. And then we will need to adjust our UVs, unfortunately, which sucks for us. So if we find, it is called vine to color. So if we find vine to color, vine to color. So that's where that is. So we can paste that into here and we can look for vine to color, and we will open that, and we'll just have to readjust. Let's see here. So we'll need to readjust the UVs here. Wish this was not broken. Okay, so this will need to be changed as well. So move this here, increase the size here, or we can restart what we already did. Unfortunately, we might have to because I used the wrong texture, or I can get this scaled correctly, in which case I'm hoping I can. So it's all the same shape, it's just about moving it up and putting it in the correct position. Once it's in the correct position, like so, I can easily just scale this up or down, like so, and bring this down, and voila, all done. Good. Yep, that one's working. Might need to do that individually just so I don't have to redo it. So I'll just scale these. They'll all be unique. Who cares? Scale that there. Up. Y. Scale it in. Let's move that there. And good. Perfect. Like so. And that should be set. I might need to scale just a little bit, move this down a little bit more. And there we go. So that should be done. That's the correct orientation. Everything's correct there. And I wished my L key worked, but it does not. For the life of me, I don't know why. I don't know, but we can get around. Why is it inverted? There we go. And we'll just go see through here so I can actually see what I'm trying to grab. Okay. There we go. And then I will need to go about scaling these UVs again, moving them to where I want them, or I can just easily unwrap them, in which case I don't really care because they're all pretty similar, and I'm not exactly scared to stretch these UVs and move them to what I need. And I think that's good enough. I don't believe it's cutting anything off. This looks cool. Okay. Okay. Grab those UVs. Scale them. Increase the size. Move these down. Unwiden them. Scale it up just a little bit. Scale it out. I think it's flipped. There. Oops. Scale it in just a titch. And move this down. And this can be changed. There we go. And make sure everything's lining up good. Everything's looking good. If I need to, I can move this up. And that should be looking okay. Hopefully it's not stretching too much for some of this stuff. All right. Grab everything so I don't grab things I don't want to grab. And I can do the same. So move this over into the center, scale it up to the side, like so. And move this up and scale it a little bit to the right, a touch more. Move it to the right and scale it. And there we go. And whoa. Move it in just a little bit so it's the correct size. There we go. And this is just easy for us to be able to, you know, just practice with our UVs a little bit more. I think it's good practice. I need it anyways. It's been a while since I've done any of this stuff on my own. By that I mean just doing it. Like I rarely just do this stuff now, and it's good practice to keep working on UVs. You will always need if you're trying to do environments. It's a lot of work. Okay, so we will need to size this a little tiny bit for everything in every position, and then just move it down. Yeah, that works. And I usually just look. Yep. So that one's good. 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 We still have a few more pieces to do. We could, what you can do is basically just, we'll select these, and slowly select those. Make sure nothing behind it got selected, as we don't want any of that other stuff. What you can do, maybe we could unwrap and see how quickly that actually works, in which case it does not do what we want it to do. And probably would ruin it if we were to unwrap it. So we can just normally scale it about there, and then just scale it in. And it works just like that. And let's just scale this down a bit and move this down and over and up and over a little tiny, and just try and look and see if everything is lining up okay. If I need to, I don't want to adjust anything at the moment. Everything's looking okay, but I can move it to the right so that it actually is correct. There we go. I think that's fine. Everything's looking a little bit close for some pieces, but it should be all right. I can always just make this a little bit bigger and then zoom and then make sure that it goes in with X. There we go. And that should be okay. Just a little bit worried about it being stretched and not looking good once we move it into the scene here, but who knows. Those will need to flip because that just looks so wrong. Everything is fucked on this tree. I'll need to try and re-export it and see if I can fool around with those UVs, because they should not be the orientation they are, and it's just bothering me so bad right now. It's bothering me so fucking bad. That's all I'm gonna think about now. Okay, this is annoying. There we go. in the center. Extrude it out, scale it out a little bit more. In, up, out, just a titch. Just a little tiny bit. Move this down and to the right a bit. And that should be it. There we go. And I believe that's a good height. Yeah, that's perfect. Jesus, man. Talk about tedious. Probably by now, everything else would be pretty well done. It's just because I didn't want to have to redo and reset the positions here. Definitely will be adding more to it, in which case I'll need to go back and fix the original so I can keep copy and pasting without it breaking like it is right now. So that's fun. Scale it up and in. And move this up and scale this down. And in. And move to the right. Actually out a little tiny bit. And voila. I believe that is set in stone. Set cutting off. I think that's fine. Sure, it won't matter. Okay, so we don't want that. We want this. We don't want this. And we want that. We don't want that. But we want these. And we're going to make sure that we didn't select any of the important tubes here. I don't want to ruin the already created UVs of all these pipes. Select that. So I'm going to scale this up, move it into the middle, and don't scale it too much. I'm going to scale it in and upwards, and maybe that will be okay. Let's see a little bit. Scale it to the right and down. There we go. Like so. And then I'm going to copy the important pieces here at the bottom, and voila. So this, it looks like that one's going to be very stretched. So if it doesn't look right, I might just get rid of it and fix it and add another one maybe, but who knows how that will go. Hopefully it will be okay. So this will need to be scaled upwards normally, and like so, in just about about there, and like so. Perfecto. Oh, fun, 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 fun. I love UVs. I love UVs. Dun, 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 dun. All right. So I think that might be okay this time. A little bit off, kind of chopped up a bit. That's perfectly fine. We're going to go here. And I'm going to put it in the center. Scale it upwards. Scale it in. Like so. Just so everything is perfect. There we go. And now we have our last one. No, we don't. All right, we have two more. I jumped the gun. I'm really excited about not having to do this. I hate UVing sometimes, but it's always good to practice. Thank God. I just wish there was like easier alternatives for it, but sometimes in ZBrush it can be a little bit easier to do UVs and stuff in there based on polygroups, but here we don't have that luxury, so Oh well. Blender, I think, is a little nicer with some of its plugins for doing some UVing, which I'm very, very, very happy about. If it wasn't for that, I think I'd go fucking crazy. So I'm going to actually move this upwards and then scale that up and a little bit more, just so we are okay there, even between, and we're done. All right, so we'll get rid of the UV layout because I'm fucking sick and tired of seeing that shit. And we will export this into the Vine 3, and we will re-import after I put this texture on here. We will find the Vine and re-import. And now the UVs should be correct. And the actual place this is, okay, grab that, go back into the Vine 2 and use this texture here. For some reason that is not working. So this is correct. This is using the alpha and the normals, and it's using the same texture that I put into here, into these UVs here. So this is the same texture. Everything is in the correct orientation. I am just curious if I set this to be double-sided, because I think there's something wrong with the actual the actual mesh here. Go to the leaf, go in here, and this is default lit, but we want two-sided foliage. I'm hopeful now that will actually work. Will this do anything up here? So up here is working perfectly fine. This is actually being instanced and thrown up there like I want it to. So I don't know why it's not working where I need it. Unless the re-import did not work. Let's see. We'll go into here and re-import with new file, and we'll use 03. And it's still not working. Sick. Why is that broken? Okay, we'll create a copy real quick. Did it actually export? We'll go into here and we will isolate, highlight. Okay, so it's not exporting that correctly. Cool. Okay, so this and this and that is separate. That's fine. We won't see that right now. I don't want to worry too much about absolutely everything that's here. We got the plain material. We got the correct materials. I think find to color. That's the correct one. Go into the bark. Bark's correct. File, export, FBX, selected. Everything's good. 003, export. And we're going to re-import with new file, 003. Why is it not working? So this is two-sided foliage. Alpha multiply vertex color. Oops. Vertex color, that's just for the actual ability for it to sway. In which case that could be the reason why it is killing it. because I don't have that function. So what we can do is we're going to completely gut that, and we're just going to create a similar material based off of that texture because I think it's just breaking. So we'll just go to here, and we will create a new material and call this vine underscore moss underscore master. Oh, not master. No, fuck it. Okay. And then we will go into here and we'll find this leaf material, and these are the materials that we want for these pieces here. Let's get out of that, get out of that, out of that, that, save that, get out of that. For now, we don't need that. So this is our vine material. We put that in there and this one in here. I think there's also AO for it. Not 100%, so let's see here. Normal. For this one, there isn't. We can just generate. That's fine. Put that into the normal for now, and this into the base color, and the alpha into the opacity once I set this to be masked. And we're going to keep it like that, and we're going to make it a two-sided foliage, and we're going to shove this into the opacity. Mask. There we go. And then for now, that's just default, which is fine. And then we can just go to where this material is, and we can set it as this one right here. If we go inside this, sorry, we can set it to that, and that should work. There we go. That's working now. Perfect. And then this one at the bottom should be also. We will scale and rotation is fine. Everything's looking good. It is not looking as grandiver as I was hoping because of all of the foliage here. In which case, what I do want to do is move this up and just see what it looks like for now. That's fine. Yeah. That looks okay. Let's see here. Doesn't look like anyone's really watching, so I might not talk very much right now. What I do want to do is make some bigger ones, maybe. That looks fine, but I think these are a little bit too close to each other, so I'll need to edit that. So what I can do is just separate everything. Whoops. Separate it by loose parts. Oh shit, don't want that. We'll separate. Separate by material. There we go. Nope, that doesn't fix that either. Let's see, did that fix it? Nope, go back. Is that fine now? Yeah, okay, so edit mode P, separate by material, and this should base on the material that we want. We go into here, we'll select everything, and then we can separate by loose parts. And now everything should be different, and we can change this up a lot more and make these really big. What I do want to do is change the orientation because it's currently over there for whatever the fuck. So we just go object, set origin to geometry, and then we can change just this one. And for some reason it fucked with that. There we go. So then I can just increase the size to however I want. Increase this size after I set the fucking origin again. And move this down. Like so. Doesn't need to make sense. I'm just testing and seeing how everything will work. I think some of these need to be more on an angle and a little more chaotic. Some of these positions aren't really making much sense, and I just wanted to test and see how it would actually look in engine. Like, it's looking okay. Some of these pieces are nice where they like branch from one side to the other. For these hanging pieces, it will be a little bit easier. What I can do is start from one side to the other and have them just jumbled all over the place. And I think for these kind of pieces here, I can definitely go about maybe adding the elongated pieces. What's very annoying to me is the fact that it's upside down. Both of these. And it's really ticking me off because it looks super fucking ugly. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I think those UVs are a little too strong for the detail map. That's not bad though. This one's a lot less, however. I'm usually all over the place just trying to map out what I want. And then I see something and I'm like, ooh, I gotta change that. Yes. How would that look if I change it? Okay, so we'll change this to 2.5 and we can see the difference. And we'll go here. And there we go, more detail. Yippee! You can see a little bit more detail when we change it like that. So I think that looks good. Now the one thing that I don't like in the detail map is the fact that there's these lines. In which case it's becoming a little too noticeable. Once you're in here though, it's not crazy. Not too noticeable, which is nice. A little bit more detail there. It's nice there. A little strong, the dirt in these. I'll have to redo these at some point, make them pop out more. The height map doesn't look too strong. It does look nice like that though. On the side here, to be fair, I think that's a decent quality. It doesn't need to be any more than this, honestly, I think. Let's see here. It's the instance. This is the instance. And this one I think is the instance. Okay, so we're good with the instances here. Let's see here. Okay, so it does look very awkward with these thin pieces, so it needs to be a little bit bigger than the actual vines itself. Maybe at the bottom is fine, but then at the top they need to be really big. Kind of like here. They need to overall be pretty large. I guess from here you can kind of see that they're upside down and it doesn't look correct for some reason. I don't know why the UVs are flipped, but they just are once I go to actually export them, which is a little annoying. It's not super noticeable, but that just looks dumb. Okay, so what I do want to do is save this. We will save as vine underscore moss 01. We'll save that here. So this is fine. and then I will go into speed tree and see if I can go about fixing that model of the tree here, because it looks like shit. So yeah, no, like in here it looks really good. Everything's looking fine. There's no weird connections. So the connections are correct. The UVs are correct. Everything is in the correct order. All of the planes are fine. This model uses legacy generators. Consider upgrading them in the generator editor. In the generation editor. I don't know where that is. So I guess these vines need to be updated. Could be why they are going crazy is because everything here is in the incorrect version. So this is like an older version. So that's probably why it's a little broken. We can go to Vine 1 and we can then just drag and drop. And so now I see exactly why they're upside down. So since they're upside down, we'll go to Vine 2 and we will change the orientation in here to the one that we need. So not that one, that one. And now everything should be facing the correct orientation. I'm not sure if everything will be attached properly to how I want it. So we can always flip it in different ways. So if we change this here to be the default, we can change it back to, I believe, what it defaulted to. We just fool around with these and we'll see what works and what doesn't. So I think this is the correct orientation. Things will just need to be moved correctly to how I want it. Maybe I can individually rotate these so they're not just kind of like, if we if we look here, it's just floating there and not really attached to anything. So I'll just look for the rotation and then we can just make sure this is actually aligned correctly and then just rotate it on these axes. Just so it looks like it's actually attached to something. It's so annoying. This is a pain in the butt. Just to make it so it actually looks like it's attached. There. That's pretty close. I'm not gonna be super picky because all these are I think they're rotated incorrectly, which is okay. So yeah, so these are just outdated. They needed to be upgraded, and I think all of these I can upgrade and make sure that they're properly being generated. And I think that's exactly why it's it's breaking here when I import or export them. It's because it's just an older thing that I created this in, so I can just completely fix everything to however I want, and it's snapping when I don't want it to snap for some damn reason. There we go. Okay, that just yaws, and this one comes up to here, and there we go. Hopefully I can change the actual, like that. There we go. The yawing is a little annoying at the moment, and it snaps when I don't want it to, which is okay. There we go. There. That's a little bit closer, which is fine. Let's see what's incorrect again. So this is incorrect. So we'll move this position, move this straight, keep this straight. And this one changes the curve, and that just changes that yaw that I was talking about. So we want to change this position to about here, and we want to change that yaw. There we go. That one's a lot better. Just wish there was a little bit more of control in the sense of changing the position in a 3D space, because it feels like it's just 2D positioning, which is a little annoying when you're wanting a lot of control. That should be fine. It's okay if it's going in. Can't really notice it far away. The ones I'm more concerned about are the ones that are not even facing the correct orientation. And change that yaw. It's gonna snap. There. There we go. Perfect. And then that's fine, but I do want to change it there. That one's the best, I think. Yeah, that one looks the best. Oh my god. Okay, so this is good. That's okay. Actually don't know what the original looks like here. I think I had a lot of them up here too. Yeah. Were they chaotic all over the place too? Let's see. I'm just going to save this real quick. And we're going to save it as Capic tree vines roots. Oh, won't worry about that. We'll just do Capic underscore tree for now. We'll save that just so it's easy to come back to and make sure that everything's saved before we continue, because I have Unreal open and it will likely explode. So, which I'm not surprised if it does. Snap and yawing and just making sure everything's in the correct position. I can even move this a little bit and twist and hopefully move this down a bit so it doesn't incorrect. Let's see here. It's trying to get it in the normal space here. I think that's fine. This one is needing to be moved. I think I'll probably move it down here because I don't like that position. If it will let me, it wants to stay actually up here. So it's based on that trunk. Okay, got it. I'll just have it hang from there. Rotate. Change position. And like so. I'll have to change this. This is really annoying to try to get perfect. In which case it's never going to be perfect. It's very broken. I hope at one point I can fix this. I just yeeted it into non-existence. There, that's okay. We can change the thicker ones to be moved in a different position just so it's not like all over the place. So I think at this point, this tree is actually Sorry about that. Should be in the correct position here. They should all be, I think, lined up good. Yep. Oh, no, this guy isn't. I see you. How dare you? There we go. That's fine. I do want to actually change this pitch here, which that doesn't affect, but this one does. There. That's better. And this one's broken too, and we can change this very easily as well. So just move this down so it's swayed fine. Curve this here and move this like so. Just try and get the correct orientation for everything. You have to move this in this position here and snap it to about there and move this about here. There we go. I think that's all of them for now. We'll save. And what I do want to do is go and select this one, and then I want to find, what am I selecting? I'm selecting vines too, which it looks like everything got updated, which is amazing. So hopefully now it doesn't kill everything. This one needs to be also corrected. So I'll need to go. So this is technically the leaf. So this can be changed as well, I think. Let's see here. So that's fine. I think that's a good position. So what does need to be changed is this, and we need to find where that vine is, and we need to change that orientation. So I think the meshes are fine. So that's that, and that's vines 1. And that does not have a mesh. Interesting. Upgrade. There we go. So since it upgraded, it kind of destroyed that. So I'll have to fix the actual leaf positioning, in which case I think that's working. I don't know why it's not positioning itself to how I want it. That's fine. Closed out of that. I just want to change the mesh. No. Okay. Whoa. No, no, no. Go back. Ah, shit. Fuck. Ow. Snack, crackle, pop. Okay. Open this. Capic tree back up. Okay, we got everything back. So fucking stupid. Just accidentally popped it out and wanted to pop it back in. So is this the correct? No. Nope. Nope. Yes, that's correct. Okay, so we got a simple reorientation. We're going to have to upgrade each of these levels as well. So once we do that, it probably will explode. So before I do that, I'll just save this, and then we will upgrade it and see if that breaks the bark. in which case I think it's okay. I think everything's looking fine. I will need to revert the material back to the bark and re-import it to the thing here. And now, as you can see, we can actually see now is why it's acting like it was. For some reason, it does that. Interesting. We'll have to go into the actual thing here and see if we can adjust something. So that's fine. What about the start? Maybe change the early. Nope. Ah. Use texture blending. How do you blend between the textures is what I'm curious about. I think for now, the blend is fine. I don't need it. I don't actually know what it would be blending to. It's okay. I'll need to change this as well. So this will also need to be upgraded, which breaks the tree. Got it. Why does that break? Everything's looking in the correct orientation. The tree's looking the same as it was. Let's see here. What I can do is just change this color to the branch for now. And I don't need to worry about it right now. I don't know why the branch is very green. What if I just set it to the bark? Yeah, the bark looks fine. It's just the UV of all of that stuff. Interesting. Yeah, so there's one of the trees. I'm just curious how different it is from these ones. Let's see here. So this is like that. So they're all the same kind of thing. So they're created in clumps like so, which looks good. This looks exactly like that tree. Everything's looking correct. Correct orientation for some of these. This one is facing the wrong orientation. I want this to be rotated through and up and like so. There we go. This is incorrect. So that's position. This is rotate. And this is yawing and turning in and up and down. There we go. That's correct. That's correct. And these got broken again. Why'd they break? Cool. I love how these broke. Oh, they didn't break. They're in the correct positions as I left them. It's just due to the fact that basically I upgraded the trunk and it's just different now. Different position, orientation, so on and so forth. So it's going to be very different now because these trunks are not where they were, especially with all of the other ones too. So everything is just fucking different, which is a little annoying, but whatever. Better than what it was, I guess. A little hard to tell where I am. Okay, so that's fine. Need to change this. Okay, so that's correct. That's not getting fixed. Whoa, what happened? I don't even think that's gonna be fixed. It's like stuck in one of the main trees here. I could just put it here. Sure. That's fine. Not going to really see it. These are just breaking left and right, and they're not orienting right. And there, snapped good. That's fine. This needs to snap in a second here. It's fine. This is good angle. Rotate. Actually, I want to, whoops. Rotate like so. Keep it there, and perfect. So correct, correct, correct. Correctamundo, correctamundo. Correct, correct. Okay. So this can be saved. And then we will see if this actually works correctly. So I'm going to export the mesh. I'm going to export it as ST and see if this actually for once fixes it. And then we should be able to also add wind, enable, set conditions. What does stormy look like? That is kind of nice. It does add to the ambience. I don't think this is super stormy, but I believe in an open area it might be a little bit. So I think this is fine. This is nice. I like that. It's really cool. So we're going to save that. We're going to export this mesh, and we're going to put it in with foliage here, and we're going to change this with the vines 02. We're going to save and just hit yes, and then we're going to re-import and hope to God that it doesn't explode everything, but who fucking knows in this day and age. So just re-import, and we're going to see hopefully that this actually is okay and doesn't crash my Unreal. And there we go. And it looks like the UVs are still fucked. And that piece is still fucked. Did not save, and I did not import the correct one, maybe. Let's see. It should not be breaking. It should not be upside down. The vine should be correct. How am I saving this? Oh, it's because it didn't pack properly. Let's see here. Re-import. Re-import. It's probably because I didn't fully export it. There we go. It's working. That's a little busted at the moment. That is not using the right fucking thing here. Lordy, lordy, lordy. That's fine. Billboard's okay. This is using the wrong material. This is very busted with the fact that it... Does it still have... Okay, so they're all using the incorrect materials. But everything is okay. Ish. Okay, let's see here. I'm going to go into the actual tree here. And then we are going to isolate things. So this is the branches. That's fine. That's okay. This is the bark, which is working. This is the actual other thing that we want. I think this is a little bit broken. This is not the one we want. Not the one we want. This is the one we want, I believe. Is this working correct? Let's see here. Nope. Okay. That's fine. Let's just do the twist. Yeah, that's twisting. That's good. That's the proper size. Let's see here. This is being okay. No, this is the proper size as well. God, why do you have to save? Oh, let's see here. That's okay. What does this look like? So this is correct, but these are being stretched, which I don't want this stretched and being put into one atlas. So what I'll need to do for this texture is in here, when I go to export mesh, so LEDs and billboards fine, the height, scale, everything's good. Atlas, we're going to include the ability to separate, and we'll see how that works. And then we'll let it fully export until before I go, because it's generating everything that we need. And then I should be able to go into the Unreal, get rid of all of these, and re-import our tree. Import it. And then now that these are re-imported, I can just go in and change the default and fix these to default. So, and then we can set these to be the correct ones by just playing around and seeing. So isolate, those are the branches. So that's the branch. Isolate, this is the actual bark. I'll look for that real quick. That's not right. So none of these go into that anymore. So these are all different now. I don't know what any of these do. Okay. Re-import. So this is the billboard for some reason. And this is the vine branch material. Why did it just do that? So that's not correct. That's the correct one. However, these aren't using the correct things here, because I don't think that exists. These are supposed to be all the normal spinny things here, not the fat ones. So that's incorrect. Let's see why this is so broken. So this is the leaves, which is not that. There we go. The actual connecting parts are working. Boom, 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 boom. This is so fucking broken. So what I'm thinking is the matter is it's just there's too many going on here. So what it imported was just this material and the other one. So this is fine. We gotta change that to this. No. Oh my Jesus Christ. We will actually export mesh. Atlas is everything. Yo, what's up? What's up? Small. Oh no, Small Hands is here again. What is with you and Small Hands? Are you okay? Do you really like Small Hands? Sorry, I didn't realize how long. I was sitting here for like an hour and no one was talking to me, so I thought no one was there. What is it doing? Oh, this is so fucked. Okay, it's got 3 materials. Why? We don't need the billboard. Highlight. So that's everything there. That's this. What's this? What is that? Why is that there? Okay, that's the billboard. That's the leaves. But then what about the fucking vines? Oh my god, this sucks. Okay. Atlas include everything. Allow separate atlases. Non-wrapping. Number 2. Export, export, export. Oh. Oh my goodness. Re-import. See what it does. It's so fucking broken. Is it because not everything's like updated? Upgrade legacy. This is correct. What was that? Upgrade legacy geometry. Okay, yeah, so it's fucking broken to shit. Let's see here. Upgrade everything and then fix it after. Upgrade. Frond. That's fine. Upgrade. Create. Twigs. Upgrade. Update. Upgrade. We'll see how fucking broken this is after we upgrade everything. And if it's broken, then we'll just export the original one and do what we did. Because it looks like everything's being really fucked up. Yeah. Damn. That sucks when something's out of date. Wish there was a better way of doing that. So here, we're going to have to go back into our original one and completely redo the Capic tree, unfortunately. So this is the original, or no? I think it is. Let's see here. The vines are the same. So we'll just open up the native dialog and get the Capic tree, and then we will find the all right. The desktop, I think, is higher. The hero is different. We can do this one. And we'll open this one. Open this bad boy. So that's the broken one. That's the one that I was trying to fix, but still fact. And this is the original one. And this is what the trees are supposed to look like. This is OG, I think. This has too many polygons. Maybe. So that's the hero one. We can open up a different one here. Use native. And I'll just look around and see which ones maybe I like more. Mobile, blossom, bear, mobile, blossom. I'll just type in by vines, and then we can just see the different ones of vines. So we got Hero 2, Hero 1, Desktop 2. We'll do Hero 2, which is a different version, I believe. And yeah, so this one I think looks different from the other one. Or just taller. Yeah, so these are all different versions of each other, I think. Yeah. So I'll open this, and we'll go here, and I'll type in vines. And we will open all the ones and see which ones we like the most, shall we? So the mobile should be very limited to small amounts of polygons. So this tree would be about 1,000. I think what I do want is probably the one with a decent amount of polys, just for the fact that I can easily just go into, we can go for desktop and we'll just import number 2. And I can also go to desktop and import number 1 and see the difference here. I think the first one is a lot nicer. So it's desktop 1. And see, this one it has, yeah. So this one is just high. And then the second one is a different version, but with the low parts. Now, everything is broken, which is what we were seeing. And this right here is supposed to be the material blending between the two things here. And we don't want to blend texture, but that's kind of what we sort of have going on. In which case, I want to make sure that everything is not blending. And there's some normal seam. So this is like an old version. Maybe if I was using a different version of the speed tree, I could maybe export it better. I do have an old version of this, so if I need to resort to that, I can, because this is all correct, but this is just a really high up to date because this was supposed to be for Modeler 7, right? Which if I go here and I go upgrade legacy geometry, it just fucking explodes. Yeah. So once you upgrade, everything's randomized, so it ruins the old touch and feel of where and how I wanted everything to be, and in which case the trunks weren't looking proper. So everything's looking okay, everything's doing well. I guess for some things, what I can do is go into the actual model and the meshes and make sure everything's orientation is correct. In which case, maybe I could just flip it myself. But for now, what I want to do is just export and see how this acts. Combine all open trees. Alice, sequential, tree name. LEDs and billboard. That's fine. The transformation, if it needs to, you can flip textures. Everything's looking good. Include variations. That's fine. Allow separate Alices. We can even separate the materials if we need to. I don't know what, I'm not sure what V-wrapping is, but we can try some different variations of this if it's not working correctly. In which case, it's pretty fucking broken. Pretty fucking broken, mate. You've got to go through all the materials here and remove the ones that I'm not using. So, as you can tell, it's straight fucked. Straight fucked, bud. That's fucking fucked. It's fucked as shit, mate. Okay. Holy shiza. Okay. We are going to export mesh. And we're going to do LEDs. All LEDs, which is fine. We can set whatever. We don't need billboard. Billboard can go fuck itself. We're going to do including everything, maybe. Separate materials, Alice's, see if that works. If that doesn't work, then we'll just have to play around with the settings still. Very annoying to get this shit right. So everything's incorrect for the material base. We're going to re-import, and we're going to see how this fixes itself. So that's fine. This is working good. That blending is still fucked up. What I can do is figure out, whoa, what the shit? That's new. Okay. So these materials are not isolated properly, and that's broken. So we're going to export. Alice says we want everything. Separate materials, export. 2. This is very annoying to do. Fuck. No, that's still fucking broken. Export mesh. Figure what I found the save default to be for that texture when I was doing it, because this is fine, but it's not generating what I want it to, and it's not putting the right things that need to go, and not doing the correct UVs. So it's pretty fucked. Like, that's for the other tree. Yeah, shouldn't be using that. So it needs to be separating. So if we export the mesh, it needs to be separating that, not the materials, maybe. We'll fucking see. Oh, I want separate materials as well. Oh, sorry, no, that's just because it's exporting. It's not errors. Yeah, no, it's your computer. It's all your fault. Oh. Mmm, delicious. That's what a tree is supposed to look like, Nightmare Fruit. Really annoying when it keeps popping up every time I save the fucking thing. So this is when it breaks. God damn it. Okay. So export mesh. So when I do everything, it explodes. Include nothing, separate materials, allowed separate aliases. See if that works. Reimport. There we go. Everything's still upside down, which looks like I'm not going to get anywhere with that, which is cool. Which fucking sucks. Don't know if it has subsurface in this material. Let's see here. Speed tree geometry input normal. Roughness. That's the normal base. That's the billboard. We don't want billboards right now. We could save that and get out of there. So that's the billboard where the actual leaf is. See if we can highlight. So this is the leaf generator. We can go into this one here. And does it have its own subsurface color? Okay, so it's using my original one. Okay, good. So we get out of that. That's good. It's using the correct one that we want. And for now, I'll just keep it as is. Unfortunately, everything is still flipped, which I don't want. This has errors. The reason for that is because it is currently an old version. And this is a new version. So everything looks fine in here, but as soon as I export, it just breaks. And due to that is because this is all outdated nodes, and they need to be upgraded. But once I upgrade, everything gets randomized and bugged out, so I don't want that. But everything's looking good here. And that's exactly what I want. I'm just hopeful maybe what I can do is kind of like spice it up and pretend that it's a certain thing. So I can just completely change right now in the engine here. Maybe flip all of these just to maybe fuck with it. So it thinks it's a certain way, in which case it's not, kind of thing. And that's fine. So we will just go into Vine 2. So this is different. So this is using the Capic leaf, I think. No. So if I rotate these leaves, then that rotates with it. Shit. So if I go XYZ, does that rotate? No. It does not change at all. Okay. So this will just be a test. I will export as it is, and we can just check and see how it will do if I re-import it. Will it, with it flipped, will it flip the other way kind of thing? Yeah, it's inversed. Okay, well, it works now. So it's broken with the inverse there, and now it's just basing its placement on this tip here. That looks like shite. Okay, so it's inversed. And we'll check and see which... So this is placed and it's inversed. It's very broken in that regard. I really hate this version. I might just reinstall the other version so I can play around with this tree. But for now, that's done. That I'm not going to worry too much about right now. The scene's looking pretty good. Didn't do too much besides maybe adding some smaller vines to here. In which case, I think I deleted the material I created. Uh-oh. Whoopsie. Yeah, got rid of the material I need for it. We'll go to the IV again. Oh wait, no, it's tree. Organic tree. And we'll just have to re-import these, unfortunately. And then I can just fix my error that I was making. And everything should be working again. Oh, whoop, wrong thing. And there we go. Save it. And save that. Exit, exit. And now that should be fixed. And I can definitely change the color of it, or just definitely change it up a little bit more. And make it so things aren't so conformed to one little area. So it's not looking exactly as good as I hoped. So this is broken for some reason. Use the element 2. Fix that like that. There we go. Okay. Yeah. Got too distracted with the tree and trying to fix that. I think for some placements, that looks okay. It's not super thick. It's not placed super well. Me flipping this helped. I'll get rid of that one. Me flipping that helped the tree out, so now it's in the correct orientation, and now you can see that. And from far away, you don't really notice where it's not hanging in the correct position, which I am not too concerned about, which is good. You won't be able to see it, but you can see it normally from here, and you won't be up close, so you're not going to be like, oh, why is it like that? So that's, I think, safe. But I can later install the other version and export it in that normal way. And then I can work on some of the rubble. For now, I'm going to probably take a little break, and then I'll stream tomorrow and continue the rubble and anything else. But for now, what I'm going to do is maybe get off and continue fixing the tree and add more of these vines to the scene, so it looks much better. And I think I'll probably make these a lot bigger for these pieces instead of tiny. So the tiny ones are fine, but then I'll just make some really big ones, and they can hang in their own placements. And on these guys, they will just hang on the very long pieces as well. You're still waiting for Indiana Jones to go there? Well, I'm waiting for a boulder to go there too, you know. I'll have a big boulder come down from the circle here and then squish whoever tries to steal anything from here. You dare to steal from Indiana? But yeah, the lighting in Engine does it great justice, whereas anywhere else, not so much. What I do want to do is change these particles as well to a different system. And also I want to add a, what's it called? They call it something weird, but basically it's just a texture with, it's just like an animated texture. So it uses not billboards. It uses a flip book to go through each of the frames on this little asset sheet, and then basically it will animate the texture instead of it just being a flat circle like this. That just goes big, and then it dims and then disappears, and then comes back, dims and disappears. Nice to see you working on this again. Yeah, get that boulder. Okay, I'll add a boulder, and then I'll just put it like right here as like a meme. And so I'll just make a really huge fucking boulder. Oh wait, maybe on this side. Yeah, I'll just put like a little secret Easter egg like right here. Big boulder just for you. Hey, EYGB. I'm not sure who you are, but where do I know you from? Like, glad to see you working on this again. I don't know who you are. Which play more? Bay or the other guy? There's like two of us. Three of us, sorry. It's starting to look like shit for some reason. I don't know why it's... Yes, Bay? Okay. Hello, it's been a while. Thank you for stopping by. Now I can't end the stream. Now I gotta keep going. I gotta keep going. Okay, so the trees now have more chaotic wind to them, which is what I want. For now, I'll just leave those trees, and what I'll do is go through maybe adjusting. So we'll just get out of here. We don't want to save any of that and corrupt anything. Nope. So we'll just exit out of there, and we'll go into Blender. Do 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 do. Okay, so get the vine moss, and this is our scene here. So everything is okay. It's looking okay. Here, we'll just move this up so we can see this. Oh, come on. I know you're there. Thank you for saving, but go away. There we go. So we'll just move this up, and we can see how this looks. So this is looking pretty good. Now, maybe what I could do is create one of these bigger ones here, and we can make this really huge. So we're going to rotate this, and we're going to scale this up, and over here, and then down, and push this over, and see, oh, that rotation's so messed up. So Z, and get that a good position here. Like so. There we go. That's working. So if we ever, let's, sorry, I'm thinking to myself. Okay. I'm going to select everything here, and then I'm going to do the same thing and export it where I need it to go. So we'll put it in, where did we put it? Find this fucking thing. Finds 2. Hover. My organic vine. Okay. So if we go to Blender, Maya, organic vine. It's not Maya anyways, but we'll select that. We'll export it as O3 again, and then we're going to re-import with file, and we're going to do O3, and going to see how well this works in this piece here. And then we'll go into here. This separated the actual thing, so we should be able to just go like this. And I just wanted to see how that would actually look if I were to make really chaotic and huge mossy looking vines. And I want to just want to see how different that is. So now it just becomes too jumbled with all of these leaves here too. So I think that's too much. A little too strong. Very big and wide, and it just doesn't look correct. Doesn't look right. I think what I have is okay. Let's see. Yeah, I'll just select everything again. We'll do another export and we'll just save it so I don't make it look stupid. I don't want it to look like that. I'm going to re-import it and then it's going to fix itself. So I think this is okay. It's not amazing. For now, it's settled as that, and I do want to go over maybe the other ones here. We can always import the diagonal. This one I don't really want to touch with that. It's only the ones that are hanging. This is okay. This can just be dealt with ivy, so I can just put ivy over it. But the hanging ones I do want to add some more to it because it's very bare and basic, and I don't want that. I can even maybe make some vines that instead I can just do this and do the orientation of it. I don't want to do some snapping right now. I do just want basic movement. And I can move this down. About so. And then I could do it like that if I really wanted to. It is a little bit strong for some of these pieces. Maybe I need to limit how many branches and leaves it has. And there should be some holes somewhere just so it's not all jumbled into one spot. That is looking okay. It's not amazing. But I do want to keep adding more of those to the scene. Remove this. Could even make it so these are longer, maybe, so it can see itself better. It might be a little too long here. We can widen that as well. Let's see how that looks. I think that's a little better. Just trying to figure out the sizing. So everything can be adjusted, which is good. Because it's a little hard to see over this. This is just going over it and making it very difficult to see any of the main vines that I do want. Which isn't a bad thing. It's just maybe I could just limit it like so. But color of this can be changed. I can lighten it. I can do the same sort of shading as I did with this. Yeah, trying to make it a lot more lush and overgrown than what it was before. It took me a couple years to want to go back into the scene and work on it and just adjust it and make it look better. And it's definitely changed from what it used to be. It used to be a lot brighter on the stonework, and now the stone is a little darker and it has more detail, um, which I'm very happy with. If you go out here, it's actually green. It's just a little difficult to see once you're in here. It's kind of more orangish due to the spotlights. So I could change it to green, and you would notice. But yeah, I wanted like a warm color inside here, and then the inside is basically the sunlight is blasting God rays through the trees, and these trees just need to be fixed. And then I also have started working on some rubble, and I need to make that actually make sense in this scene, as there should be, let's say, a piece of some sort falling, a broken piece or pieces. Um, the, the roof is open, and some pieces are broken at the top, and it needs to just make sense as to why this showed up, why this is here, what happened. So I think maybe like this, and then I can add some better pieces down here and add to the rubble, maybe make some more stuff to it in Blender like I was working on last time. This is okay. I think I am going to import FBX. So we're going to go to the placement files, Maya, organic, Ivy, or no, Vine. And I'm going to import the Vine dash diagonal. So this is the bigger piece. And it's on the side, which is fine. We just need to rotate everything. And I do want to add some of the moss clumps. So this is fine. This is okay. This definitely adds to the scene as well. But what I also want on these vines, it's not just this. I guess what I could have done was just, instead of making these tubed vines, I could just keep it like these flat vines. If I really cared. But I think for now, what I do want to add is this moss here that's dangling. And I think that would be very good. So what I do want to do is create another new plane after I fix this. So I do want to fix this, and I want to import the correct files. So we go to the foliage, the new, and then we find the vine to color. And we set this to the correct, and then we have to go into the UVs. Come on. Select and select. Move this into the center. We'll scale this to the correct amount that we want. Scale this in. Actually, scale this up and in with SZ. No, undo. SX. There we go. And move this up and over. There we go. All good. Come on, go to the, no, go to layout. It's a little choppy. Why is it zooming in when I don't want it to zoom in? I think my scroll wheel is broken. Interesting. It's probably just the amount of time I click in with Blender. Okay, anyways, so just copy this and paste it. No, not that. The fuck? Do this. We're just going to create some very big ones. Which way does the rotate? Go. There. I'm going to make really huge ones, I think. Maybe just kind of like in this orientation. And then fix the rotation a bit. Whoops. Whoops. There we go. Like so. And we can edit the actual thing here and pop this out. So we can move these around if we need to. And we can line it up with the mesh. Which, don't know why that one's there. Oh yeah. Boop. And line these up as well. And there you are. That's incorrect a little bit. Fix these. This can be pushed. Same with that one. And this can be pushed. And that one. And there we are. We have one of them. And we can then go in here and save it, and we can just test it real quick. So select the both, and then we will find the diagonal one, and we'll just rename that so we don't go over it if we want to change it later on, and we'll just call it 02. And then, whoops, because this one is called something completely different. Nope, not the correct way. It's called Vine Diagonal. And I just saved it as something completely different. Export FBX Vine Diagonal _ 02. Jesus Christ. There we go. And we'll just delete this. Delete selected file. Vine Diagonal 02. Export. Go to here. And we are just going to re-import with new file. Vine Diagonal 02. Re-import that, reset the FBX, and then we're going to set this to the correct material. That's not the right one. It's this one. And then instance this. There we go. Perfecto. Okay, we'll see how that looks. Huh. Very stretched, low quality, hard to see it. What I can do is basically make it, here, we'll just focus on this. Whoops. No, go away. Okay. So we'll just focus on this, and what I do want to do is shrink this one, and could make it so it's sort of like gross. So it can. Okay, so that's correct-ish. Holy shit, what did I do? Move this up. Okay. So with this, rotate. There we go, down. Okay. So I can scale it in a little bit and scale it out, like downwards, like so. So it's bigger and it's hanging down more. And then in this regard, come on. And then I can add kind of like another one. Come on. There. Can add another one. Same sort of placement, but then it would be like right here. You can move down, and then I'll just rotate this like so. I move this back up. It's very broken, rotating it like that. For now, it can be saved like so, and down. Doesn't have to be perfect, but I'm just wanting to test just so I know this is actually working to diagonal 02, export, and we will re-import, and that will be better. I think that will be a lot better for it. Let's see here. There. Yeah, I think that one's a little nicer. Less stretched. A tad big. A little bit chaotic, I think, at the moment. So I don't know if I like any of this. This is fine, don't get me wrong. What I could add is something else. So I can add a plane. And we're just going to move this over here. We're going to add a basic image texture. And we're going to open that texture. And we're going to find where our organic stuff went to. So if I can find the actual vine texture here. So it should be in here. And I believe the actual vine texture is this basic color. So if we go to Unreal Foliage, new folder. So Unreal Foliage, new folder. And it's called Vines 1 color. So Vines 1 color. Okay. So this is very huge. And we want this to be stretched long, very long. So we want the UVs to get stretched. And we'll stretch it about, where's the actual options here? So we want to have it stretch by 5 for now. Maybe 10. Yeah, we'll make it 10. And then what I can do is shrink it. So that's fine. Shrink it, and the dimensions are 1 by 1. No, by 10. That's fine. And these can be shrunken even more to 0.5 and 5. And then I can just fool around with these and see how they work. And rotate them to be the correct orientation, which is unknown to me at the moment. Where is the information? There it is. What? Nope. Actually, R negative 90. Nope. RX 90. Nope. RX negative 90. There. Okay. And then lower this down. And I think scaling this a little bit more would do me justice as well. So this one can go to 0.25 and 2.5. There we go. Copy that version. Move this here. Rotate by these axes. Move these down. And we can see how well this works. Definitely don't want it just a flat plane though. I do want it to be curved and I also want to add more geometry to it. For now, it is fine. These ones can be curved too later on, and I need to shade smooth them so they're not really broken. Okay, so now all I want to do is select everything again, and we'll export this one, and then we can check and see how the diagonal V2 actually works, if it actually looks good with the added thing. So we're going to go here, we're going to re-import and reset to FBX, and now we added a brand new plane, and we will need to actually go in here and find the new material here and find this one. Okay, so that's that one, and we will need to make another thing here. Probably just create a material in this same area, duplicate this. Or I could have just instanced it if I really cared. For now, that's fine. I just want to, God damn it. That's fine. Open this, find it here, and go into this one, move this there, and this one here. So this one will be the new normal, and this one will be the new base color and opacity mask. And so that one should blend fine. We can change the color of it later, but for now this should be okay, and it should, once I actually put the material in here, it should be fine. And just put that one here. Yep, that's fine. I don't think it's two-sided at the moment. It's two-sided foliage. Make sure this one's set to foliage. So it's finishing on the back, in which case it's likely to do with the UVs. Give me a moment. That's fine, that's fine, that's fine. Okay. So this one highlights that. This one is nothing. Okay. Okay. So from this side, I can see it, which actually looks really good. I like that. That looks really nice. I don't know why it's just vanishing once you actually look on this side. They both do that. So I think it's with the plane. In which case, I need to set this as foliage. Let's see. No. It exists, but it's not correct. There. No, still broken. I don't think this one needs that many LEDs, but whatever. I'll set the minimum LED to 1. Might need to don't know why it's not pretending like it's double-sided. It stays on one side of the plane for the UVs. So what I do need to do is figure out why it's doing that. Why I can't change. So in the material, it's supposed to allow me to set it so that it's two-sided foliage, masked, and that's correct. One thing I do... Oh, there we go. Actually have to turn it on. Fucking idiot. Okay, there we go. So that's looking good. Yeah, that really adds to it. Okay, yes. Yes, that's exactly what I want. No, that's perfect. So I'll have more dangling bits and then some more of these. I can easily change the color of everything so it's more unified. Right now it's just, it looks like it's fucking all over the place. So, which I don't want. Which we can change the actual material instance here. And I can change like the emissiveness, how dark it is, so on and so forth, and change its intensity for the normals, which the normal shouldn't be that high. I think it's fine as like even this is too high. I know a rope maybe would have a really small amount, maybe some specularity, like slight shine to it. Which is fine. What I do need to do is go over this and make sure that it can blend better. So I would need to find the original, and I would need to at least multiply between certain things. So this is just, for some reason, the emissive base. This is fine. That's fine. So the base color is lerping between the two values in the alpha base color at AO. Weird. Maybe that's why it's not working very well. It's fine having the emissive color, but I want to be able to also add... So that's fine. This vertex, that's painting, that's blending between the two. This base color is taking from here, but this is multiplying and adding the emissive color. So that's correct. I guess what I can do before this scene here, so we'll just move this here. What I can do before here is make it so it's a multiply as well. So we'll add another multiply, and this can go into the lerp here. And we'll add a 3, and this can go there. And we can change the color here. We can set this to a parameter and change color. And we can save this. And then we can go into the material instance, and then we should be able to select this on. And if we want to, hopefully it's not dark. Okay, so it does fuck with the emissive color, which means I might need to do it before the emissive part, maybe. Let's see here. So we'll remove, we'll undo these fuck ups that I just did. Okay. So this is blending between the two here. So this is the emissive color. That's perfectly fine. So this is blending between that and that. What if I multiply here and add this to the B and put that based on the constant and set default to white. Will it actually change the color though is my question. Let's see here. Red. It is not changing the color. So I'll just set this back to B, remove that, and we will change, not this part, but this part will multiply here. And try that again and see if this, with the 3 constant and default white, just so in case. Okay, so that's working fine. If we go to red, it changes it to red. Perfect. So, and change this to, let's say, like the green. Okay, and then we're going to change it like a darker. Does it do well with dark colors? Not really. It's just slight color changes. So we can check and see what we can do here. So this changes to green. So we want it back to that original color that we had. So there's not really a point to this. That's fine. I'll just keep it as is. I think that's an okay color, I guess, for now. I do want it more along the lines of this. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, ay, ay. That's fine. Maybe what I'll do is... Whoop, what did I do? Okay, so we will just go in here, color select, and select this. I don't know. We'll have to increase the power maybe. Yeah, that doesn't fucking do anything. It's slurping. We can... I don't know if subtracting will fix it. So we're subtracting that color. I don't know how good that will look. Yeah, so the color is just being subtracted. We can try another lerp, maybe. So, I don't know if that really changes anything. Oh, it does. Okay, so it's using the mask of that for this alpha here. So I can just set the alpha to, let's say, a value. So 0 will make it all of it. So now all of it's being blended. And we can set this just to constant maybe. And keep that at 0 for now. And we'll save this. And we'll go to the material instance. And so now that's blue. So we don't want it that color. So we can go in and we can change that if we set this to an actual parameter. Color. And save it. And we'll go into the instance. And then color is selected. And we'll go in here and we'll change the color based on... Okay, so this is just grabbing the light data. Nice. Which I don't want. Oh, I actually made it work based on that AO thing. So we'll default this to actually white for now. White. It needs to default to the actual color of this. There. So this needs to be adjusted. I'll just move this over here so I can see this better. And then we can just change the color here and play around with it. So that's fine texture, like color like that. And then we can change the intensity here by adding the emissive or not. So we can add some slight emissive so we can see it better. There's some intensity for the UV. We got some roughness that we can change and some specularity. So it doesn't need a lot of either. And the emissive is okay. But what I do want is the color blending. So it does look better with this, I think. Yeah, that looks much nicer. Yeah, that looks good with that. Yeah, and then I'll just add more to it. And here, add more pieces. Yeah, that looks good. And the colors do look nicer now. Except for here. That needs to be fixed. That's fine. That's fine. What the fuck? So, what's wrong with you? Why are you broken? What's the matter? Hey. Hello. Why are you broken? It's not the correct shading for some reason. It's completely broken. Let's see here. We'll go to the pillar. Isolate. So this is very bright. I don't know why it's... So this is all fine. It should be working. So why is it that this one's darker but everything else is fine? So this is in the dark too, but this color is perfectly fine. Specularity is okay. Wait, this is the same one? No, this is different side. This is the same thing. But why is it broken? If we do this, delete that, and whoops, go into here. This is the same material instance, but what we can do is make it, fuck off. Make this, rotate it, and 180, and boom. And it's working fine now. So like, what the fuck? Okay, so I'm just gonna double check, make sure everything isn't like broken. So that's the correct color. So everything's looking correct now. Okay, well, I think that's me. I've been all over the place. This stream wasn't too well done this time around. Next time, I think I'll have more planned out of what I'm going to be doing. And I'm going to be less feeling like I'm rushed. I'm probably going to stream a little longer. I'm going to add more of these here and probably work on the rubble, and that's about it for that day. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Not enjoy, like as in keep enjoying. Yeah. I did hand tweak everything. Everything is created by me. Constantly tweaking stuff, constantly moving things around, adding stuff that I want. These textures and these nodes and things like this entire um, material I created. All these fucking annoying ass materials is all created too by me. So like this is my very first shader uh, that I did in the scene, and there's just a lot of noodles, and it's very complex. And it's a very strong shader, and I'm very proud of it. But yeah, now it's looking a lot more overgrown with a lot of stuff there. We got some of the vines. This does look a little sharp, so I need to figure out a way of creating it so um, the mask is I can make it so it will feather. So I got to figure that out because right now the mask is looking a little too sharp, in which in the sunlight you can really notice, and that does not look good. And I think it should be see-through. So if I go to one of these and I go to the material I just created, what I can do is add an opacity to it. So the opacity value will make it so it is, I believe, more see-through, I think. 0.5. 1. 10. No, it will not, apparently. Here, let's see. Nope. Okay, well, I'll figure out how to make that see-through. If I make it see-through, I could probably try and see how I can do that based on the opacity here. But that means I need to enable substrate, I believe. Mashed, opaque, alpha, two-sided subsurface. It says when substrate is enabled, this output override alpha blending over the background. So I think you can like do that, can you? I don't know. Multiply by a value in the opacity and enable substrate. I don't know where that is. Case dynamic shadow. Dither opacity mask. Oh! Oh, that might be it. Yeah, never mind. That's not working. Oh, actually, it might be. Oh, that's what dithering means. Okay, don't want that. Is sky. Yes, I want it as a sky. Okay. That's a normal PBR. Contact, cast shadows, apply cloud fogging, blah, 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 blah. Bunch of junk. Anywho, I think that is me for now. I'll have to figure out, we'll add a comment here and say what I want. Fine. Fuck. Comment. Figure out how to add feathering on opacity mask for non-sharp edges and learn to add if it's see-through or not. Okay. Check description for more info. There we go. All right, we'll save this. We'll figure that out. And if I want to do that, I'll do that in another day. Thank you guys so much for watching. So hopefully this stream wasn't too long and jumbled and boring. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. And I'll see you guys next time.